In the news yesterday, and I'm going to use the Golden Future Oracle as the underlying. In the news yesterday, it wasn't on the news sites that I saw it, but was on a news YouTube channel. So it was an Australian news channel's YouTube, and it said that planetary cleansing is the underlying energy. We'll come back to that. The articles or the video said that the terror threat level in Australia has been raised from possible to probable. And they said this means that in the next 12 months, it's probable that there will be some kind of terrorist event in Australia. They said this means that its likelihood is greater than 50%. But it's not, does not mean that it is inevitable. So just read the cards around this. Raising of the terror threat level in Australia from possible to probable. What do we as Australians, do we need to be concerned? Is there anything we can do to reduce the threat? And remember, we've got this underlying card of planetary cleansing, which is somewhat ominous. There's a rainbow bridge, maybe, rainbow crashing down this. I don't know if that's a tower or a house or a, oh no, looks like a rubbish bin with rubbish. And this unicorn looks like he's on a mission, and the white light is coming. Oof, okay, that's very interesting. I'll do another underlying just from this deck as well. Now, my new goal for this channel is 150 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Butterfly and the ferrets. I am reborn. Oof, changes are coming. Birth includes birth pains. Cleansing includes getting rid of rubbish, bad things. Eesh. So far it's looking like there's upheaval coming for Australia as there is in much of the rest of the world. So what does the energy of these cards tell us? Whew. The goat is agile. It can move up the mountainside. It's very maneuverable. It can change direction as needed. But still, this is kind of a dark card for me, and it sometimes gives an indication of a looming threat. And there's a little house and this big goat. So yeah, to me that is an ominous card. And maybe the ominous feelings and energy is just from the fact that they've raised the terror threat level. Armadillo, interesting. Armadillo's got a really hard shell to protect itself. So I'm getting a really positive energy from this card. The sun is shining. Of course, Australia, we have lots of sunny aspects. And maybe the armadillo is giving us the energy and the indication that all will be well. In the end, we'll have our culture, and we will be able to protect ourselves, protect our culture with our shell. And also part of that is we're far away from many other countries. We're not the easiest country to get to, so that can also be a form of protecting. Oh dear. This does indicate to me that there is going to be some loss of life, but it could also be that those that are perpetrating or wanting to perpetrate evil get caught. They get caught up in a web, and then they get dragged away. But this also could be one of the things they said in that video. They're worried about the youth being radicalized, so it could be the youth being caught up in the web, internet. They're worried about them being radicalized on the internet. And so this is again, a bit of an ominous card. Oh, I hope we're going to get some light. Fruit bat. Okay, flying fox. Now we've got flying foxes here in Australia and fruit bats. This is kind of a nutty energy to me. Nutty is in people that are a little bit off the rails, people that are believing conspiracy theories. And so this is, unfortunately, I'm getting the energy of some people being sucked into conspiracy theories, going a little bit batty. But there's only one girl there, so it's a very small minority. And yeah, the flowers here, that is a bit hopeful. Yeah, let's see what the rest of the cards say. Raised by wolves. Okay, so again, children being a little bit wild, teenagers, young people, raised in the age of the internet. This could be some people, or very small groups of people who have been very much influenced by the internet, influenced by outside negative forces, rather than having parents who were present and really caring for them, looking after them. Oh, look, we've got two cards here. Dragonling Garden, a new world is born. And so this, I'm getting the sense and the energy of some young people are very vulnerable, and some factions can nurture them in the wrong way, but they can also be nurtured in positive ways. Internet is not all bad. There's a lot of very good things on the internet, and in fact, all of these little creatures that I'm getting here are being raised in a very positive kind of environment. They're making friends. There's beautiful colors. So this is a very peaceful card. Even though it's talking about the new world is born, there's a lot of positivity in this card. And so what was the second card underneath that one? Yeah, some people are feeling a little bit lost. So it says, mermaid in a koi pond, rediscover your individuality, become the dragon. Isn't that weird? Dragonling in the garden, so baby dragon, rediscover your individuality, become the dragon. So that's interesting. So I'm thinking that this card is also, it's also quite positive. It's about showing your true colors. It's about young people being able to connect with other people, being artistic, marching to the beat of their own drum, being individuals, not having to fall in line with propaganda, not having to fall in line with conspiracy theories, just testing in their own hearts what is true and what is good, and just being their own beautiful natural souls that that the universe intended. So I'm getting some positive messages here. That's great after the darkness up there. Golden Phoenix, something you thought was finished, burst back to life. And so this can be the card of, you know how each generation thinks that the next generation are delinquent, they don't work hard enough, they're too violent. I think each generation of adults, especially when you get to the elderly kind of adults, think that they don't understand the incoming generation. And so it might be that the older adults think, oh, we've already gone through this process. We had delinquents when we were kids, and they sort of turned out okay, and now we've got more delinquents. I'm getting that this is more of a cycle, and not really anything to be worried about. The younger generation always has a hard time. I remember those stories of, when I was a boy, I used to walk to school with holes in my shoes through meters of snow, and it's kind of the hard luck story that every generation tells the next generation. We had it so hard and you've got it so easy. But yeah, I'm getting that it's just each generation doesn't really fully understand the next generation, and it's all part of the cycle. And the younger generation will constantly surprise you and rise up to the challenge and take charge and do what needs to be done. So yeah, I'm getting a very positive energy from this card. The Sea Queen's Blessing. I'm getting there's This is the new generation, the older generation handing over to the new generation, and it's really nothing to worry about. They're going to go with the flow. They're going to march to the beat of their own drum. They're going to find their own ways of doing things. See the lady in the front here, she's got a shell, and I'm not sure what this is between her legs. She's got some kind of thing here going on. I don't know if that's a fish or something that's keeping her afloat. And the guy at the back here, the little baby, he's got a different kind of a creature that's keeping him afloat. So each generation will find their way and will find their footing. And although there is this cleansing and rebirth that needs to occur, I'm getting an overall positive message, and I'll just show you what came out on the bottom of that pack when I pulled these cards away. This one was on the bottom of the pack, and it says, "My life is sweet." And so, yeah, it might not look like the older generation thinks it should look like, but I think overall, even though there's going to be some hiccups, some bumps in the road, Australia is heading for a good future, and I believe that the world itself is heading for a good future as well. There's always going to be elements that are negative and elements that are dangerous, but overall, the future is sweet. Sending you love and blessings.